way he challenges the black elite. He talks about the black elite that's on TV and speaks that honest truth that we've always talked about on this platform, that a lot of times the worst ideas get out to the black community because the Negroes on TV care nothing about actually going in and building for the community. And the reason they don't is because if they do that, they'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball. They'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball.
We had mothers to raise us. They raised us to be women, raise our own children.
Yes,
see, y'all go pick them. All y'all want somebody you can put your hand on and whine and all cutting and all that foolishness. A woman has to be a woman. A woman places in a home. A man places to provide. And if he don't provide, then you don't need him.
So, Mama Agnes, what kind of women like us dudes just choose? How do you feel about us just choosing all these, you know?
I don't feel anything because I got my man. I've been had him for 54 years. And I always had to be a woman. I've been a woman. I've been working since I was 7. I've been raising children since I was 5. I've been cooking since I was 4.5. And these women today, all they know is McDonald's, fast foods and stuff. They don't know nothing about cooking and feeding no man. Or wait till a man hardens through his stomach, get you behind in there and cook.
You know,
and feed him.
And what about the Lord?
And make sure he get up off his butt and go to work.
Is there something that's missing in this community?
No, the women's sorry. Now, they may not like me for saying it, but these younger women today, they don't even raise their children. Their children raising them. Look, a woman place is to raise her children, and at the end of the day, tell their husbands which one they had to almost kill. That's how that go. That's why the juvenile center is so poor, and they're expanding the jails because mothers don't raise their children and put.
Now that's loving. That's tough love for you. We need to bring those mamas back. Happy Mother's Day to those mamas. That's a mama love. That's a happy Mother's Day right there. You know what I mean? We need to bring those women back. But guys, squad, salute. Welcome to the Righteous Fair, y'all. We have a very, very special guest. And some of y'all, I know most of y'all, a lot of y'all over here know who she is. Take heed to the message. Welcome to the Righteous Fair. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me, sir. I greatly appreciate that.
I finally get a chance to get the right pronunciation of your beautiful name. That name is dope.
Thank you.
Let us hear it.
So my husband named me this name. It just means queen. So it's Abang Anwan.
Abang Anwan.
Yes.
I got it. Give me like one more time, and it's gonna be solidified.
It's Abang
Anwan.
Yes.
Abang Anwan.
Yes.
Abang Anwan.
You
I got it. Salute, squad. We is in the building today, and we got a damn good video today, squad. Who we got in the house? We got Face Facts. Salute. We got my guy Skunk from Facebook. How you doing? Melanie, what's going on? Sorry if I mispronounced that. How you feeling? Toxic Ring Scandals. What's going on, KDH? So, guys, without any further ado, let's get on into the topic today, guys. Y'all know how we do. We tell the truth all day. Welcome to the Righteous Fair. We don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, or your emotions. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense. And we ain't going to complicate that. We ain't even going to complicate that. So we got today, should black women submit to their boyfriends? Should modern women submit to their boyfriends, guys? A lot of you going to scream, no, only your husband. And I get that. But allow me to break it down. Let me break it down to you guys, right? Whether that's your boyfriend, whether that's your side dude, whether that's your y'all just talking partners, right? The minute you play this sex game, the minute you play the fornication game, that's your husband, sis, sir. The minute you lay down with that woman, right? You take one woman and you lay down with her and you have sex with her, sir. That is your wife, sir. Now, just because you thinking about another female, now that's adultery, and that's on you. That's on you, sir. But that's your wife. When the minute y'all play God's game, y'all, because relationships is for family. Family is to make and build, to make you have babies, and you know what I mean, in that order. Because we want to go and screw the order up, don't mean that we overlook things, guys. Remember, our actions got to match what we say out our mouth. Our actions got to match what we say out our mouth. We run around here playing the boyfriend and girlfriend game, but we don't want to play the submit game. We don't want to play the work together game. That's as backwards. That's mental illness. That's mental illness. But let me explain why, guys. A lot of us is following this religion, and we all know that religion was used to control folks. But that don't mean you don't go find out for yourself the truth, right? So we got a lot of people that is, pardon me, that is hooked to this. This scripture has been used to oppress women for years. This scripture right here has been used wrongly, like much other things in that book that I can rebuttal and show y'all the right thing. You know what I mean? Listen, let's read this together, guys. Because this the bullshit right here. Ephesians 5:22-24. For wives, this means submit to your husbands as to the Lord. Now, don't forget that part, because, you know, a lot of us, we read what we want to read, we see what we want to see, we hear what we want to hear, because we already go into the subject matter with our train of thought and what's already conditioned in our head. And if I'm telling you, in order to get yourself right and in order to fix the mental health issues that go on in us that we all got, you're going to have to allow yourself to intake some new information and get rid of the old. You cannot cling to the old information that got you foolish. For wives, this means submit to your husband as to the Lord. For a husband is the head of his wife, as Christ is the head of the church. Now, I want you to peep how this is worded and how it is written. It is written in order. You see how he wrote it in an order. He didn't write it as one, as a command. He didn't just command the woman to do something without asking the man to do something. And you can see how he wrote it. Now, if you reading into it because you just want to be a dummy, then you're going to also automatically skip and think he's just talking about the woman in this scripture. This is not, that's false. So now if you go run off and go try to find a Proverbs 31 woman with that, you're never going to find her, bro. Because ain't no woman fit to listen to somebody that can't follow God. They don't got to. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but let's finish reading. Christ is the head of the church. He is the savior of his body, the church, as the church submits to Christ. So you, wives, should submit to your husbands in everything. Now that part at the end is key. In everything, because in everything sums up the chain and sums up the whole chain of command, guys. Our God is a God of order. Understand that, yo. The Most High is a man of order and structure. He don't deal with the chaos. We know who the author of the chaos is. We know who that is, that character is. You know what I mean? Our God is a God of order, and we all know the order. We all sit here and yell it and say it when we want to manipulate somebody or when we want to use it for our advantage, right? The order is God, man, woman, and then child, right? So that's the chain of command right there. And I need y'all to understand, this is the part that A lot of us get fucked up. If one part of that chain is broken, just one piece of that chain is broken, whether it be the man not submitting to God, then nothing else matters. Then the answer to my question today would be no. Would be no. She don't gotta submit because the chain is broken. But in the same breath, that woman that don't gotta submit to a man, let's hope she know how to keep her legs closed and she don't bring children into the world because her children will not ever submit to her. You see how that works? That's the chain of command and that's the chain of order. So it's a lot of sisters running around here wondering why them kids don't listen to them. And that's because they not fitting to submit to you because it's God, man, woman, then child. If the man is not submitted to God, then the woman is not submitted to him and the children is not submitted to her. And it's in that order, guys. It's in that order. You know what I mean? So today, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to give you guys 2 examples. Because remember, I told you, don't believe in me. We over here to believe the word of God. And you know what I mean? The facts. We're going to remove the gray area. So I got 2 examples of biblical examples in the Bible where 2 women, right? They chose not to submit to their man. And it's a good thing that they did not. And then I got 2 women who they submitted to their man, and that was the death for them. All right. And you choose. You choose, guys. We got to understand. We all got options, choices, and then there's consequences. We like to throw them on everybody. But honestly, ladies, the man got to choose you. The man got to pick you. You don't go picking the man. The man got to pick you. You said it earlier. Can you repeat what you said earlier? I thought it was fundamental to what this live is about the scripture in the Bible, about the good wife and the man and the.
So what I was trying to say early on my in order for everything to work out how it's supposed to, right? He chooses a man who chooses a wife, chooses a good thing, right? A man who chooses a wife, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. A man who chooses a woman, am I saying that right? Chooses a good thing, or is it chooses a wife? I'm trying to make sure I got that right.
It's a man who finds a wife, finds a good thing.
Finds a good thing. I'm sorry. So, with that being said, we all know that he has to go and choose the right woman. We all know that. So, with that being said, my sisters, and I say this all the time on my channel, if you want the right man to come along to choose you, you got to learn how to clean out everything that is not right within you for marriage. See, a lot of us get upset because we like, how come we keep running in this type of man? How come we keep running into this man? This man ain't ish and all this other foolery. And I always say this, ish beget ish. You feel me? So if you doing foolery, you can't expect to get a man who is doing good. If you doing nonsense, that's what you're going to get. So you got to learn how to work on you. Work on the stuff that's going on inside of you. Excuse me. Clean out everything that is not right for marriage. But a lot of us miss that part. And all we want to say is that this man wasn't ish. He wasn't nothing. But the same, I want you to look in the mirror, baby. Because you're sitting up here judging this man. But you attracted to him. What does that mean? Ish beget ish. So that's just my take on it.
And there's also a scripture in there that'll tell you the wicked man is portions for the wicked woman, vice versa. So wicked is what wicked get.
That's
period.
It. That's it.
Facts, guys. So with knowing that, let's get to these biblical stories, guys. First, I want y'all to understand the story of Esther. I want y'all to understand the story of Esther. And like I said, this is a woman who chose not to submit to her king. Where we at? Before we get to that, though, let's take a little break. Because what we was just talking about, where the guy picks the woman. The guy picks, ladies. The guy picks. Let the guy pick.
What race would you not date?
Right now, I feel like black people. Fuck it.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
We get more love everywhere else than from our own people. I can't even date a black girl with my nails, my hair, my feet. I need some red bottoms. I want some white girls just for the vibe. Spanish, Arabian. I date every woman, and they all just want to have fun and just enjoy our company.
Right.
Black woman, yo, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my car note?
Why do you think that is, though?
And we, as a people, we already down low. So
Yeah.
it's like we coming from a poverty level, but still, we shouldn't come at each other like we getting over on each other.
Right.
We should be working together to get over on everybody else.
All right, let's get it, y'all. The story of Esther, guys.
Esthers Story takes place during the years of the Jewish exile, around 470 BC. Now the Jews had been defeated by Babylon, which meant they were exiled from their homeland and taken as slaves. But later, the Babylonians were defeated by the Persians. So now, the Jews found themselves under the rule of the Persian king, Xerxes. That's where our story begins. King Xerxes decided he was going to throw a party. And this wasn't your standard cookies and punch type of party. This party lasted for 7 days and included all manner of lavish feasting and drinking. Now, on the last day, the king decided to show off his queen, who was very beautiful. But when he called for her to come to the feast, she refused. This greatly angered the king. And not only the king, but his counselors and noblemen as well, because they were thinking, if the queen treats the king this way, wives everywhere are going to start disrespecting their husbands. They're going to be mouthing off, refusing to change the baby. They're not going to cook the falafel for dinner. It's going to be chaos.
Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Sound like modern times, right?
So the king declared that the queen was no longer the queen, which meant that he needed to find a new one. Now, if you're an all-powerful male in the ancient world, what better way to find a new wife than to parade every beautiful single woman in the land through your palace? So that's what he did. Among the hundreds of women sent to the palace was a girl named Esther. Esther was secretly a Jew, and she was also an orphan raised by her uncle Mordecai. And though she was essentially the lowest possible social class, the Lord was with Esther, and she was a beautiful and graceful woman. When she was brought to the palace, she found favor among all the king's staff, and ultimately the king himself.
Just like our sisters, bro. Our sisters are so beautiful. You know what I mean? Especially the ones with sense. Our sisters with sense, so beautiful.
Later, Esther's uncle Mordecai was sitting at the city gate when he overheard two men plotting to kill the king. Mordecai quickly relayed this to Esther, who told the king, who promptly solved the problem. Even though he saved the king's life, Mordecai was never recognized for what he did. And sometime later, he found himself in trouble when a man named Haman rose to power. Haman was the king's second in command, and whenever Haman walked through the streets, everyone was ordered to bow down before him. But Mordecai, being a Jew and a follower of God, refused to bow to Haman. When Haman found out about it, he was enraged. In fact, he was so enraged that he plotted to kill not only Mordecai, but every single Jew in the empire, women and children included. By Haman's influence, the king sent out a decree that ordered all Jews to be executed and their property taken. When Mordecai found out about it, he begged Esther to approach the king and ask him to change his mind. But Esther knew that if she were to approach the king without being summoned, she could, by law, be put to death. Esther was in torment, But finally, after much fasting and praying, she decided to approach the king, even if she should perish. When the king saw her,
Now, don't miss the message, guys. That was the message right there. Had she just went along, go along to get along, and not stood ground, then imagine what would have happened, bro. Imagine what would have happened, but she didn't. That was a time where it was in her best interest not to submit. We all get choices and decisions. You know what I mean? We got to lead ourselves, even if we're the followers, as the second vessel, women are. Y'all supposed to follow. But in order to follow, you got to lead yourself first. You can't go worrying about leaders. Lead you first. Don't worry about who leading.
standing before him, he loved her and invited her to speak. "What do you wish, Esther?" the king asked. Esther replied, "I would ask that the king and Haman come to a feast that I shall prepare." The king was delighted, as was Haman, and together they feasted. Toward the end of the meal, the king asked Esther, "What is it that you wish? Anything you want will be granted to you, up to half my kingdom." Esther replied, "If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come to another feast that I will prepare, and there I will answer the king's question." Haman left the palace happy that day. But on his way home, he noticed Mordecai at the gate. Mordecai's refusal to bow to him. Haman's mood darkened. He decided to have a gallows built on which Mordecai would be hanged the following day. That night, the king couldn't sleep. So he ordered the book of records to be brought and read to him. When the account of Mordecai's warning of the plot to kill the king was read, the king asked, "What have we done to honor Mordecai for saving my life?" "Nothing, your majesty," replied his servant. So the king called for Haman, and when he arrived, the king asked, "What should I do for someone I want to honor?" Haman thought he was thinking of him, and he said, "You should put your royal robes on him, and a crown, and let him ride your horse through the streets so that everyone will know that this is the man the king honors." The king thought that was a great idea, and he said, "Perfect! Go and get Mordecai and do exactly what you have just said. In fact, you can be the one to lead the horse around." Soon after this, the day of Queen Esther's feast arrived. After they had finished eating, the king again asked Esther, "What is it that you wish? Anything you want will be granted to you, up to half my kingdom." Esther replied,
Yeah, like where we heard that before, gang. We heard that, right? Ain't that how John the Baptist got his head cut off, right? So these old freaky ass kings, all you gotta do is dance and cook something for them, and they been to give you half their kingdom, yo. Man, you dudes, man, y'all can't get rid of the simp chip, yo. Even in biblical times, yo, it's just in us to give the woman everything, yo. They can't even lie on that, yo. How could they lie? How could the sisters deny that it's not in us to give a sister everything? We just love our sisters.
"O king, if it please you, all I ask is that my life and the life of my people be spared. For I am a Jew, and it has been decreed that all Jews in the empire should be annihilated." When he heard this, the king was furious. "Who would do such a thing to my queen?" he shouted. "Haman," replied Esther. "And furthermore, he has built a gallows to hang Mordecai, who once saved the king's life." The king replied, "Then let Haman be hanged on it." And so it was. Haman was executed on the gallows. And a new decree was issued, saving the lives of the Jews. Esther and Mordecai were honored and spent the rest of their days serving the king.
Touching right there. What you think about that story right there?
I always love that story. And especially when I was younger, I heard the story, but I don't remember, like, only bits and pieces. I can't sit up here and lie. But bits and pieces I only remember. And I'll share something with you. There are a lot of women that we don't understand how strong our femininity is when it comes to our men. Because there's so many women that you can use your femininity to build a nation and you can use it to destroy one as well. You understand? And a lot of us don't we use it in different ways and most of the time in our culture we use it to destroy. Because if we practice what our ancestors did, see, a lot of people say all this trouble come from slavery, but it doesn't. This trouble don't come from slavery. All this nonsense, this gender war we got going on, this is not from slavery times. We were more closer back then. We loved each other more because we were both going through the same thing and we understood there was a problem. So even after we got free from slavery, we wasn't going through that. It only got to the point where the slave masters understood that there was light in the woman, knew that she structured the way that the mind, I'm not trying to say we controlled our men, but our men loved us so much they didn't want anything bad to happen to us. So they knew if they can capture the woman's mind, we can get the men. So once they started talking to the women, you are better. You can go to school. You can do all these things. Not pushing away from school. Going to college is an amazing thing, okay? Because we push our children to go to college as well. But when you try, when they call themselves elevating the sister above the husband, this is what happened. This is the whole problem right here. Because you elevated her and she got there. And what she was supposed to do when she was elevated, she was supposed to say, King, let's go. We're going to do it together. Let's go. But somewhere along the line, that link got cut off where I don't need you. You ain't nothing. You ain't never going to be nothing. You ain't going to never have nothing. So this is where the disconnect come from, but nobody wants to say this. But this started happening in the late 60s to 70s, and this is where we at now, where you got thoughts all over social media. Everybody shaking their behind. You got like 8 baby daddies and all this nonsense going on.
You're absolutely spot on. And it's psychology, but it's the study of the biology. You see, they know that men and women are designed different. Men are designed to put up the points. All we care about is putting the high score up. All 4 quarters, we just want to score. Women are naturally designed to spin the points. So if you let government Satan Zaddy tell you to put the points up when you are biologically designed and hardwired to spin the points, you're going to be looking like a fool in the end, because the men are designed to put the points on the board. See, men don't care about spinning the points. And honestly, this is why we got to find the right woman, guys, because the right woman, what she brings to the table is she bring the experience. Because take me, for example, me without Mrs. Goodbread, well, I probably get to be 80 and have about $2 billion, but no experiences. Because we are designed to put our head down and go full throttle on our purpose, guys. That's what we were sitting down here to do. The woman is designed to create the experience, spin the points. So that's why together we make an excellent couple, because every now and then she say, hey, babes, you got to fall back. Let's go on vacation. I got this vacation set up. It's with my points, but she, you know what I mean? I get the experience. I gain the experience. And we got to understand we are not designed to be the same. We don't have to do the same. We don't have to get in these relationships and then act the same. We are not the same. We may have been raised the same with one parent, so we all think the same and act the same, but we are not the same. And we got to get that through our head. But I absolutely agree, yo. We got it. Grandma, I need grandma one more time. Come on, grandma.
Because we had mothers to raise us. They raised us to be women, raise our own children.
Yes,
see, y'all go pick them. All y'all want somebody you can put your hand on and whine and all cutting and all that foolishness. A woman has to be a woman. A woman places in a home. A man places to provide. And if he don't provide, then you don't need him.
So, Mama Agnes, what kind of women like us dudes just choose? How do you feel about us just choosing all these, you know?
I don't feel anything because I got my man. I've been had him for 54 years. And I always had to be a woman. I've been a woman. Look, I've been working since I was 7. I've been raising children since I was 5. I've been cooking since I was 4.5. And these women today, all they know is McDonald's, fast foods and stuff. They don't know nothing about cooking and feeding no man. Or wait till a man hardens through his stomach. Get you behind in there and cook.
You know,
and feed him.
And what about the loyalty?
And make sure he get up off his butt and go to work.
Is that something that's missing in this community?
No, the women sorry. Now, they may not like me for saying it, but these younger women today, they don't even raise their children. Their children raising them. Look, a woman place is to raise her children, and at the end of the day, tell their husbands which one they had to almost kill. That's how that go. That's why the juvenile center is so full, and they're expanding the jails because mothers don't raise their children and putting.
Powerful, yo. So many keys in that, man. Because it's true, guys. All you got to say, ladies, is I almost had to kill him today. And the dad going to go in there and figure it out for you. And you good. You stress-free now. That's all I'll be waiting for. I'll be waiting for a word. Oh, word. You know what I mean? That I don't understand, right? When y'all want to be independent. Majority of our sisters want to be independent, but don't want to take no blame. So y'all want the credit, but no blame. Like, the only way not to be accountable is to let the man lead, sis. So Ms. Goodbread, she duck accountability all day because I'm leading. So if I fuck up, how could I blame her?
This is true. That's why I always say on my channel, I say, listen, the throne does not want us to sit upon it. The throne don't need a woman because the throne needs somebody that's going to stand up and say, it was my fault. I did it. And us women, we'll point to everybody else except us. When these kids grow up and they turn into monsters, first thing we say, the daddy wasn't there. This is the first thing we say. The daddy wasn't there. But the problem is, mama, and I say this and I live this myself. The problem is that you chose the wrong man. We got to call a spade a spade. You chose the wrong man. Because if you chose the right man, you wouldn't have to chase nobody down for diapers and Pampers. You know what I'm saying? Diapers and Pampers, same thing, I'm sorry. Milk and everything and clothing for these babies. If you chose the right man. But the problem is, I want to be baby mama number 2. I want to be baby mama number 3 and number 4. And you think your child is the golden ticket that he's going to take care of you and that baby. And what happened? He done already decimated 3 homes and you number 4. This is a problem here. And because we're giving babies to the wrong men, because I know this hurt a little bit, but every man ain't supposed to be a daddy. I'm just letting you know. Every man ain't supposed to be a daddy. And one thing that God has blessed us with as women is to know which one is right and which one is wrong. But we're choosing the wrong men. Because if we at 80% baby mamas, and the daddies is at 44% baby daddies, what that mean? We screwing the same men. That's what it means. That's what it means.
Hold on, man.
Remember in prayer.
That's the problem.
Anyone else have a word from the Lord, a testimony of God's good? Just come home drunk from school, laying up with men, out there prostituting, having oral sex with my mouth, licking me in balls.
We doing it wrong. We doing it wrong. That's the problem. And we got to start taking accountability. Okay? Because you laying up here, you're having 3, 4, 5 different baby daddies. Why are you screwing that many men? Why are you messing up that much? I'm just saying, I'm not here to judge you, but you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And then you want to come to social media, you crying. And this is the thing that a lot of women get mad with me on my platform. Well, sis, he's supposed to use a condom. Let me break this down to you real quick. When you go to the OBGYN, right, the doctor, if he came in there, his hands is greasy, and he immediately ready to touch you, what you gonna say? You gotta wash your hands. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta put some gloves on, right? So why would you let a man that you just met or you like or you've been dating for a while run up in you and skeet? That does not make sense. And now there's a baby that both of y'all can't even handle. You got to take accountability, and accountability, baby, starts before you hit the bed. Once you get your behind out that shower because you washing up, hit that nightstand, check that drawer, get that condom. Tell him, say, listen, put this condom on, okay? And if he tell you, I don't rock with condoms, what you say? Well, you don't get no ass then. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse on your platform. But that's what you said. That's what you said. And you start putting your clothes on, you get out of there, you leave. This don't make no sense. Because we out here having these babies and nobody is doing right by these children. Mamas, I want to let you know something. When we don't choose the right man, okay? When we don't choose, if we don't vet, we robbing these children of a good father. We robbing these babies of a good father. You are a liar and a thief, mama, and the truth ain't in you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take on it.
That's a fact. Now let's get to another story where a woman chose not to submit to her man, and it turned out to be a good thing. You know what I mean? This is why I say, ladies, you shouldn't be dealing with just any old man. Any old man should not have access to you. Fellas, stop looking for a girl and find the girl, guys. We need the girl, not a girl. And give me a second real quick. Let me address something in my chat real quick. Mackie, you new over here, Mackie? You new over here? You know, like how long have you been watching the stream? Because I don't wanna overjump the gun, because I know how y'all niggas is. Y'all mentally retarded niggas. Y'all niggas with them retarded helmet on. Y'all don't give it a time. Y'all get on and y'all see a female talking and y'all just automatically get triggered and shit. Because you got all this hate in your heart for your mama. And you won't never address your mama, but you need to address your mama, right? Because I don't know how long you've been watching, but sister ain't been blaming no man. We ain't blaming anybody here. This ain't a blame channel right now, yo. This is not that. And I need you to focus and pay attention, bro. Take that retarded helmet off, yo. All right? We having a good live night right today, right? We really teaching. How long you been there? How long? You said yes. Like, bro, that wasn't the answer. I said, how long have you been watching the stream? You just got here? Yes. All right. So then fall back, right? The emotional intelligence in you should teach you how to fall back, survey the room, survey it before you start running at the mouth and start sharing your destructive mindset, bro. You have a toxic mindset, bro. I'm blaming you now. Now I'm blaming you. I'm blaming niggas like you. It is niggas like you. Niggas like you are the niggas that end up with the good woman, right? And fuck them up. All right, let's talk about it. Because it's niggas like you who do not submit to God. You do not know yourself. You end up somehow, some way with the good woman. The women that don't want to put you on child support and shit like that, right? You end up with them. But the retardedness in you and them single hell of a mama raised ways in you have you fuck it up. Now we, the real niggas, the good breads run into her, and now we got to deal with the dumb shit that you instilled in her. So let's talk about that. Because we all know the gender war started between the holy and Lucifer. You know what I mean? So somewhere down the line, it took a man to make Lilith dumb and turn Lilith against Adam, sir. So, you know what I mean? And I try not to disrespect my guys in front of a sister, but it always you. Always you niggas. And I love you back, bruh. But come on, man. Come on, man. Now let's get back to this story because we're about to talk about my favorite female in the Bible. My favorite female in the Bible. And it's a lot of y'all sisters that is just like this woman, Abigail. Y'all sitting there with a simp nigga and him and his moms is just running circles on you. Because his moms, best believe, is all in your relationship. And you need to stop it. You need to go find you a king. You need to unhook and go find you a real nigga. Stop worrying about what he's giving you and worry about what he's doing to you. Now let's get to my girl Abigail, yo. So this, again, guys, this is another example of why you can't just go submitting to everybody, every dude. You can't just go submitting to every dude, sis.
Now Samuel died, and all Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they buried him at his home in Ramah. Then David moved down into the desert of Maon. A certain man in Maon, who had property there at Carmel, was very wealthy. He had 1,000 goats and 3,000 sheep, which he was shearing in Carmel. His name was Nabal, and his wife's name was Abigail. She was an intelligent and beautiful woman, but her husband, the Calebite, was surly and mean in his dealings. While David was in the desert, he heard that Nabal was shearing sheep. So he sent 10 young men and said to them,
"Go up to Nabal at Carmel and greet him in my name. Say to him, 'Long life to you, good health to you and your household, and good health to all that is yours. Now I hear that it is sheep shearing time. When your shepherds were with us, we did not mistreat them, and the whole time they were at Carmel, nothing of theirs was missing. Ask your own servants, and they will tell you. Therefore be favorable toward my young men, since we come at a festive time. Please give your servants and your son David whatever you can find for them.'"
When David's men arrived, they gave Nabal this message in David's name. Then they waited. Nabal answered David's servants,
"Who is this David? Who is this son of Jesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water and the meat I have slaughtered for my shears and give it to men coming from who knows where?"
David's men turned around and went back. When they arrived, they reported every word. David said to his men,
"Put on your swords."
So they put on their swords, and David put on his.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
About 400 men went up with David, while 200 stayed with the supplies. One of the servants told Nabal's wife Abigail,
"David sent messengers from the desert to give our master his greetings, but he hurled insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. Night and day, they were a wall around us all the time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do, because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him."
And you see, a lot of you sisters get caught up with dudes like that, who be plotting and scheming, but because the money is coming so fast, y'all's comfortable. Y'all comfortable. Y'all get the stunt in them little girl circles with that Gucci bag and those Balenciaga shoes because your man is he out there busting them dope moves and shit. And you know that's wrong. You know ain't nothing holy, ain't nothing righteous about that. You know that. And y'all be sitting there chilling. But you see, in this example and in this story, they gave her the warning, like, yo, look, if you don't help out, your man and you fitting to get destroyed. Let's see what she do. Because now, according to y'all, she should submit to her husband, right? She should be submit and honorable to her husband.
Abigail lost no time. She took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, 5 seahs of roasted grain.
Keep in mind, yo, if you didn't miss the message in the beginning, they had it. They had more than enough. Like they had it. Abigail and the doll had more than enough.
100 cakes of raisins and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on donkeys. Then she told her servants,
"Go on ahead, I'll follow you."
but she did not tell her husband Nabal. As she came riding her donkey into a mountain ravine, there were David and his men descending toward her, and she met them. David had just said,
"It's been useless. All my watching over this fellow's property in the desert so that nothing of his was missing. He has paid me back evil for good. May God deal with David, be it ever so severely, if by morning I leave alive one male of all who belong to him."
When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed down before David with her face to the ground. She fell at his feet and said,
"My lord, let the blame be on me alone. Please let your servant speak to you. Hear what your servant has to say. May my lord pay no attention to that wicked man Nabal. He is just like his name. His name is Fool, and folly goes with him. But as for me, your servant, I did not see the men my master sent. Now since the Lord has kept you, my master, from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hands, as surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, may your enemies and all who intend to harm my master be like Nabal. And let this gift which your servant has brought to my master be given to the men who follow you. Please forgive your servant's offense, for the Lord will certainly make a lasting dynasty for my master, because he fights the Lord's battles. Let no wrongdoing be found in you as long as you live. Even though someone is pursuing you to take your life, the life of my master will be bound securely in the bundle of the living by the Lord your God. But the lives of your enemies he will hurl away as from the pocket of a sling. When the Lord has done for my master every good thing he promised concerning him, and has appointed him leader over Israel, my master will not have on his conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed, or of having avenged himself. And when the Lord has brought my master success, remember your servant."
Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you be blessed for your good judgment, and for keeping me from bloodshed this day, and from avenging myself with my own hands. Otherwise,
y'all pretty much get the gist. Y'all ain't getting no more ads on me right now. But y'all pretty much get the gist right there of that story right there, yo. She stepped up and did the right thing, bro. She stepped up and did the right thing. Sisters, it's going to take that. It's going to take that integrity in you to turn down them gives, turn down them simps bearing gives, and do the right thing for the men telling the truth. You know what I mean? The closer we get to the truth, the only pushback we gonna get is from those that benefit from it being a whole lie. You know what I mean, y'all?
The sad part is that we love to be, and I press this on my sisters a lot. We love to be lied to. If you look at social media and how platforms are ran, we love to be lied to. Because the most biggest content creators are the ones that are the biggest simps. They're the biggest liars that will get up here and tell you So what, you got 5 baby daddies? You gonna get a high value man. So what, you doing this? You gonna find somebody good, but this is a lie because these women are bringing in the money. So I gotta lie to you, baby. I gotta lie to you. And by the time you get it right, you in your late 40s and 50s, and there's no men in sight. Y'all know in our culture hasn't grown since the 70s. Our culture has not grown since the 70s. We are 13%. Where we suppose, y'all know why, you know why, but we supposed to be about 24 to 30 something percent. It's not enough of us to go around. It is not. We do not have enough men in our culture. This is the truth. Shout out to the Planned Parenthood. We do not have enough, and that's why. So when your mama used to tell you back in the day, men will be here, don't worry about men. Men gonna always be here. This is a lie. It's not enough for y'all. It is not. So my sisters, get on your A game. Make sure God is at the helm. And don't get under no pastors that's gonna get up there and be lying to you. Get into the word for yourself. Because I want to share something with you. Pastors have a hidden agenda too. Because if you get married, the money when you were single, the money you was bringing in the church, when you get married, you can't bring money in the church like that. You won't be able to. There's too many things to take care of. Especially with the one pot system, this is the problem too. You can't just take money out of the one pot system and use it to do foolery. So with that being said, don't let people fool you. Remember the natural order. The pastor is not in the natural order. I want you to understand that. That's the thing that we miss in our culture. We say we can do everything. We don't need no man. You don't need no man. But I'm going to share something with you. Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan said, if you do not have a husband, you have failed at womanhood. He says man, but I always put husband. You have failed at womanhood, and it's the truth. We came here for a purpose. You are the helpmate. You are the helpmate. No matter what these content creators tell you, you are the helpmate. We are meant to work together. He is the head. You are the helpmate. We miss that part because you want to be, I'm a woman, I'm black girl magic, I'm a queen and all this other stuff. But I'm going to share something with you that a lot of us melanated sisters, we miss. In order for you to be a queen, a king has to appoint you. You can't just designate yourself, I am queen. A king has to appoint you. And the thing is that God has designated man to be king. Now, it depends on what he do with it when he get grown. At birth, they already designated to be kings. But it depends on what they do to it when they get grown. Now, a kingship can be built and it can be sold. So if they don't do the right thing, they are selling their kingship. Now, those are the type of men I will tell you, don't follow no man that ain't wise. Don't follow no man that's going to lead you astray. But also, sisters, you must learn your femininity. You must learn how to talk to your husband. I'm just saying. That's it. I'm done.
Not just my delivery, it hurts your feelings to know that all this time you thought your mother or your father had it figured out, and they did not. They raised you in a way that has you conditioned to believe that your habits and the things that you have your mind set on are not going to put you in a position of forward progress. A lot of y'all and I'm speaking like this without cursing because a lot of y'all inboxed me earlier and, it really touched you in a, good way. Y'all was letting me know, the video earlier really touched you in a good way when I really started speaking on how our children get of age like we do. Some point in their life, they get to a certain age where they realize
You didn't teach me anything of value. You only bought me stuff. You only purchased me material stuff and spent time with me, but the time wasn't even valuable because you didn't leave me with any nuggets to make it out here. So we watch our children repeat the same generational curses that we've repeated for decades, and a lot of y'all is sad because instead of confronting that, you deflect. You come on my page and you don't understand the responsibility of the content that you're listening to. You don't understand the weight of what this carries.
Never lied, ain't never lied, ain't never lied. All right, guys, so let's move it along to 2 examples where the woman submitted to her husband and she gonna wish like her she never did. Guys, in the Bible, there's a story, and guys, keep in mind, like I tell you, I don't just pull these stories out the wazoo. I stumble over these stories reading the basic instructions before leaving Earth. You know what I mean? Reading the basic instructions before leaving Earth. 1 Samuel 25:8. So would you be kind? This is the first story we went over. This is the Esther story, guys. So would you be kind to us since we have come at a time of celebration? Please share any provisions. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My bad. This is the Esther story right here. Esther 3:9 through 11. If it please the king, issue a decree that they be destroyed. The king agreed, confirming his decision by removing his signet ring from his finger and giving it to the Haman, son of Hammedat, and the agitate, the enemy of the Jews. The king said, the money and the people are both yours to do with as you see fit. Esther 7:3. Esther replied, if I was found favor with the king, and if it pleases the king to grant my request, I ask that my life and the lives of my people will be spared. You see right there, that's where she made the sacrifice, guys. She said, nah, fuck it. I can't sit around here and submit to a murderer. I'm not fitting to submit to a murderer. And then we got the Abigail story. That's in 1 Samuel 2:5-8. So would you be kind to us, since we have come at a time of celebration? Please share any provisions you might have or hand with us and with your friend David. Who is this fellow? This is how Nabal responded. Who is this fellow David? Nabal sneered to the young man. Who does this son of Jesse think he is? You see what I mean? Like, how stingy can you be knowing you got more than enough, bro? But Abigail, she wasn't having it. Abigail wastes no time. She quickly 1 Samuel 25:18-19. Abigail wasted no time. She quickly gathered 200 loaves of bread, 2 wineskins full of wines, 5 sheep that had been slaughtered, nearly a bushel of roasted grain, 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 fig cakes. Y'all chicks would never take the nigga whole bundle and give it to a charitable cause. Y'all never. That's about how many handbags you think that's worth, take heed, in today's times, about how many handbags and all that materialistic shit was that worth. And she gave it all up to save her king and their household.
Lord. I don't even tell you, listen, none of them would have done it. None of them would have done it.
None of them would have done it. And I'm still reading. 200 fig cakes. She packed them on a donkey and said to her servant. And then, another attitude with y'all. When y'all know the right thing to do, y'all still try to manipulate it. Cause I can see a female, right? I'm gonna give some of my ratchet ones credit. I can see the ratchet female doing this, but I got to go get it. Now I got to go pick this shit up. So now that I got to go pick it up, since I was coming there to destroy him and you anyway and take the shit, I might as well just take it and destroy y'all anyway. But sis, you got to go all the way through with it. Because I can see some old Raggedy Ann standing there talking about, you got to come get it. Shit, because I don't want to do this anyway. I ain't gonna be stealing from my man. Whole time he's stealing from everybody in the neighborhood. That's how they accumulated that bullshit.
It's true. It's true. You're right.
Man, but she packed them on a donkey and said to her servant, "Go on ahead. I will follow you shortly." But she didn't tell her husband. You see that? She didn't tell her husband Nabal what she was doing. She didn't submit, guys, and it was good for her. So it was good. So now let's go to these stories. Let's get to the next story, gang. The next story is going to be a story called Achan and his wife, guys. God sent the men over there to kill him and destroy him, and he told them, do not touch nothing, just kill him and destroy him. You know what I mean? Don't take none of their garments, don't take none of their jewels, just get rid of them and come back. No, you can't tell no nigga shit like that. You can't. And this Bible about black folks. I want y'all to know. That's why I'm extensive in this Bible. Any book that's about black folks, I need to know. Because that just might be our history books. Because them books in our university right there, that ain't our history. That ain't our history. And ain't none of that shit ever helped me understand who I was as a god, as a prince, ever. You know what I mean? So that's why I be on this book. I be on this Bible. Heavy. Heavy.
But the Israelites acted unfaithfully in regard to the devoted things. Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took some of them. So the Lord's anger burned against Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is near Beth-aven, to the east of Bethel, and told them,
"Go up and spy out the region."
So the men went up and spied out Ai. When they returned to Joshua, they said,
"Not all the people will have to go up against Ai. Send 2,000 or 3,000 men to take it, and do not weary all the people, for only a few men are there."
So about 3,000 men went up, but they were routed by the men of Ai, who killed about 36 of them. They chased the Israelites from the city gate as far as the stone quarries and struck them down on the slopes. At this, the hearts of the people melted and became like water. Then Joshua tore his clothes and fell face down to the ground before the ark of the Lord, remaining there till evening. The elders of Israel did the same and sprinkled dust on their heads. And Joshua said,
"Ah, sovereign Lord, why did you ever bring this people across the Jordan to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? If only we had been content to stay on the other side of the Jordan. Oh Lord, what can I say now that Israel has been routed by its enemies? The Canaanites and the other people of the country will hear about this, and they will surround us and wipe out our name from the earth. What then will you do for your own great name?"
The Lord said to Joshua,
"Stand up. What are you doing down on your face? Israel has sinned. They have violated my covenant, which I commanded them to keep. They have taken some of the devoted things. They have stolen. They have lied. They have put them with their own possessions. That is why the Israelites cannot stand against their enemies. They turn their backs and run because they have been made liable to destruction. I will not be with you anymore unless you destroy whatever among you is devoted to destruction. Go."
It was that guy Achan. That guy Achan, he stole that stuff when he was told not to take nothing.
Consecrate the people. Tell them, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. That which is devoted is among you, O Israel. You cannot stand against your enemies until you remove it. In the morning, present yourselves tribe by tribe. The tribe that the Lord takes shall come forward, clan by clan. The clan that the Lord takes shall come forward, family by family. And the family that the Lord takes shall come forward, man by man. He who is caught with a devoted thing shall be destroyed by fire, along with all that belongs to him. He has violated the covenant of the Lord and has done a disgraceful thing in Israel.
Early the next morning, Joshua had Israel come forward by tribes, and Judah was taken. The clans of Judah came forward, and he took the Zerahites. He had the clan of the Zerahites come forward by families, and Zimri was taken. Joshua had his family come forward, man by man, and Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, was taken. Then Joshua said to Achan,
My son, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and give him the praise. Tell me what you have done. Do not hide it from me.
Achan replied,
It is true. I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel. This is what I have done. When I saw in the plunder a beautiful robe from Babylonia, 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent with the silver underneath.
So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and there it was, hidden in his tent with the silver underneath. They took the things from the tent, brought them to Joshua and all the Israelites, and spread them out before the Lord. Then Joshua, together with all Israel, took Achan, son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the gold wedge, his sons and daughters, his cattle, donkeys, and sheep, his tent, and all that he had, to the valley of Achor. Joshua said,
Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will bring trouble on you today.
Then all Israel stoned him, and after they had stoned the rest, they burned them. Over Achan they heaped up a large pile of rocks, which remains to this day. Then the Lord turned from his fierce anger. Therefore that place has been called the Valley of Achor ever since.
And that's crazy, guys. Now, you telling me at any given time his wife couldn't have stepped in and told that man, no, I don't think you should steal that, sir. We don't need it. We don't need that. Give it back. Give it back. But I got another quick story. We're gonna wrap this thing on up. Got another quick story. A story of my guy Anus and Sapphire. Guys, these are all stories in the Bible, guys. You gotta read, y'all. Y'all got to read, man. Remember, if you want to keep something from a black person, put it in the book. Guess what book that was? Guess what book that was, fellas? Ladies. That was the Bible, y'all. That was the Bible. #1 selling book in the country all year, every year.
The early church, filled with God's grace, was so perfectly united in their love for God and for others that many Christians sold their land and possessions and distributed the money to those in need. But the power and unity that the early church enjoyed was challenged when Satan himself whispered in the ears of Ananias and Sapphira. Ananias said to his wife, "Let us sell our property, but instead of giving all the money we earn, we will secretly keep some of it ourselves." His wife agreed to the plan. Ananias was eager to lay his portion of money at the feet of the apostles. True, it was not everything he and his wife had earned from the sale, but it was a lot. He felt confident that it was enough to fool everyone into believing his lie, so he could walk away with the honor of men, and all without having to make the ultimate sacrifice of giving it all. But the Spirit of God revealed to the Apostle Peter how Ananias and Sapphira had conspired to lie about how much they were giving to the church. Peter confronted Ananias, This land belonged to you, and the money you made from the sale belonged to you. Why didn't you just tell us the truth? Instead of leading us to believe that you had given us everything, you have not lied to men, but to God." As soon as he heard those words from Peter, Ananias dropped to the ground and died instantly. The shocking news of the event spread quickly, and all those who heard it were filled with great fear. A couple of young men nearby wrapped up the body and took it outside the city to be buried. This sad story does not end with the death of Ananias. About 3 hours later, his wife Sapphira, unaware of what had happened, came before Peter. No doubt filled with pride about what she and her husband were presenting as a great and generous sacrifice. Peter asked her, "Tell me, is this amount the price you and Ananias received for the land you sold?" She replied, "Yes, that is the price." Peter said to her, "How could you conspire to test the Holy Spirit and lie about the money? The same men who buried your husband have returned and will now bury you." As soon as she heard these words from Peter, she fell down at his feet and immediately died, just like her husband.
Moral of the story is, y'all, lead yourself. Learn you, right? Stop manipulating folks and pay attention to you. Understand why it is you need to manipulate that man into catering to the feeling you have. You know what I mean? You got to let people be who they are so you know what you need to do. Simple. It's been a good one. It's been a good one, my sister. It's been a good one, my sister. Hold on. Hold on. Before we wrap it on up, my another one of my sisters with sense, Speed Runner. What's going on, Speed Runner? Salute. And thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Much love. You always supporting. Man, I wouldn't know what to do without you, yo. You keep these streams going. Because you know YouTube do not pay me for these streams. This is recreational time for me, y'all. For those of y'all that think, oh, I ain't super chatting, I ain't gonna support him because YouTube pay him a lot because he get a lot of views. YouTube don't pay me shit for this kind of content. This is the truth. YouTube pay for entertainment. They want y'all to be stagnant and stupid. Give them a loaf of bread and a circus, and y'all will never ever think twice. But that's not what we do over here. So it's been love, man. Speed Runner, you ain't new over here. What you want to hear, Speed Runner? Speed Runner, what you want to hear? My pick? All right, I pick today, but you next time you better learn these ad-libs so you can pick them.
Demon came with his penis and put it in my mouth. And then he came again and he slept with me last week, and I told the pastor that I need deliverance again. And since then my private part has been itching.
It's been itching?
Yes.
Okay. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Demon came.
Hold on. I picked wrong. I like that one too. That's my joint. It's worth it. It's worth it again. It's worth it.
Got a big old booty, and everybody says she's a fine booty. The booty is where the doo-doo is, boy. Put there by God, that's the garbage can. So how you get so messed up with this white boy? You think the bigger the booty, the finer it is. That's like going to Kmart. You see a big old garbage can, that's the filth. And now we can convince her she won't switching that big old booty and all of that. It ain't nothing but doo-doo in there.
Nothing but doo-doo in there. Man, shit. Damn, hold on. This side note, my teeth whiter than a motherfucker. See, y'all done pushed me to get them teeth whitenings, and now y'all can't tease me on my yellow tooth now. Now y'all mad now. What y'all gonna find now? What y'all gonna find now to block this truth now, huh? Because unlike y'all who run from constructive criticism, I love it. I embrace it. Boy, that boy looking good. Man, yo, Mackie, what you want to hear, Mackie? You ain't new over here, Mackie. Mackie, which one you want to hear? You want me to pick this time and you pick the next time? Mackie said, you know what? I like that other one. I like that meet the meat.
You hitting from the back, beating my shit in. I asked you why I feel like that. You said feel like what? I tell you meat to meat. You say you took the rubber off. So I'm throwing it back even harder. You tell me you got the nut, so I'm throwing it back even harder. You got the one hand on the neck, one thumb in ass, hitting my shit, beating it the fuck in. Now you nut. You leave the money on the dresser for it, plan B. 2 days later, you calling my phone asking me, did I take it? Take what? I left the money on the dresser for the plan what?
Yo, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up, man. Take heed to the message. Let's wrap it on up. You got anything you want to, your final thoughts? Now is the time.
I just want to say thank you for inviting me. I'm not really familiar with your space, you know. I'm thankful you invited me. And my platform is much different, the way you talk and the way I talk, but we still land at the same message. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you for seeing that, because some content creators think that just because I'm Take Heed that we mix together, and then sometimes our messages don't land the same. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate
they pander. It's because they pander, right? Let me tell you what it is. They're pandering to their audience. They got a bunch of sick individuals. We healed over here. We builders and creators in the righteous fear. I created a space of fellas that's going to come in here. And even if they are sick outside in the real world, when they come into the righteous fear, they're going to pretend to be okay. Like, you know, in the real world, they are sick and they pretend to be okay. Mm-hmm. Come in here and do the same thing. If you're sick, pretend to be okay, get some information. So I don't got a pander to an audience that hate women. I teach my guys, don't go around hating women, because wrath is a 7 deadly sin. And if we can make fun of the females with the gluttony and the prostitutes and all of that, wrath is a 7 deadly sin. That's on us. So to be bitter is a problem. That's mental illness. Fix that. But that's what it is. So a lot of them don't invite you because their guys is they're gonna be throwing rocks at you from the chat. But we good over here. I got my guys clipped up. Salute to all my admins with the wrench, who they give them some time. And once they know that they real retarded and they need therapy, because these spaces is not therapy, y'all. Y'all do know that you might have to go get some real therapy, then come back. Then come back.
Now I will share something with you though. In my space, I always open my doors for just lessons. And if I can't help you, then baby, you gotta scroll up. You gotta go somewhere else. Because I don't entertain nonsense. I have always been like that. But my platform, I hope it helps who wants the help. Because you're not gonna save everybody. But I hope my platform helps who wants the help. And the ones who don't, there's nothing I could do. And you might critique me and say I curse too much, or I might talk that men is men are to blame and all these things. I'm gonna share something with you. We both play a part. We both play our part. But I'm gonna share something with you. If we join together, it's better. It worked out better. But when we let these spaces separate us and divide us, and yeah, my platform sometimes we joke around, we play, we think things is funny. But my main objective is that we need each other. We need each other. That's only how we will survive. And the natural order is needed. My sisters, I agree that you should submit. I agree. But don't submit to a man that does not have a purpose. Don't submit to a man that is a liar, a cheat, and a scammer. Don't admit to a man that is out here slinging pharmacy products. Submit to a man who has the mindset to want greater. submit to a man that's going to do the right thing for his family and not put his family in danger. That's just my take on it. Thank you for inviting me, sir. I greatly appreciate it. And I pray that you invite me one more time or anytime. I appreciate it.
You got the pass. You got the pass. Salute to you, Dallas D, Miss Gail at night. It's only a few selective sisters with sense that can intake my type of content, and I appreciate you and I applaud you. Cause you know what drew me to you though? I'm gonna keep it real. You're so authentic. You don't write scripts when you do your shows or anything. I can tell that. It vibrates off you. It vibrates off you. So that tells me you believe in the Old Testament. You don't get on here like the rest of them and want to cater to the itching ear. And that comes off in your content. I don't have scripts. I don't use scripts. I'm going to talk about what I think the sin is of the day. And if they want to hear, they're going to hear it. But to close it out, I saw a comment that I needed to address because it is a health, mental illness. I mean, that bitter is a mental illness, right? Because let me tell you how it started. It started out as tired. And in tiredness turned into bitterness. You know what I mean? And bitterness turned into hate. You know what I mean? So you'll repeat the cycle. That's why he said money is the root to all evil, because it's just one root. There's other roots to evil, you know what I mean? And if you're doing one seven deadly sin can lead you to doing other sins in there, because holding that bitterness and not getting rid of that bitterness, I lead you to murder. I lead you to adultery, because one strain of sin attaches to the other, just like poverty. You see how that works? Poverty has chains. There's many chains of poverty that tie y'all to poverty. That's why it's so hard to get out. So don't think like that, sis. It is. Bitterness is mental health. You need to go fix that. You know what I mean? You need to go fix that. But with that said, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly, and do not play with your life. I say that every live, and y'all don't give me no credit. Y'all tell me I don't tell the men to be responsible. They find anything, sister, anything. Every live stream, I say wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly, and they find a way. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to be responsible for their coochie. All right, y'all, we gonna end on a note.
Have a woman-to-woman mother moment with you. At the end of the day, women have the choice. I don't care if you were after him, he was after you. It doesn't matter. He can't come in unless you open the door, right?
Wide open.
What race would you not date?
Right now, I feel like black people. Fuck it.
Oh shit!
We get more love everywhere else than from our own people. I can't even date a black girl with my nails, my hair, my feet. I need some red bottoms. I want some white girls just for the vibe. Spanish, Arabian. I date every woman, and they all just want to have fun and just enjoy our company. Right. Black woman, yo, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my car note?
Why do you think that is, though?
And you know, as a people, we already down low. Yeah. So it's like we coming from a poverty level, but still, we shouldn't come at each other like we getting over on each other. Right. We should be working together to get over on everybody else.
We had mothers to raise us. They raised us to be women, raise our own children.
Yes,
see, y'all go pick them. All y'all want somebody you can put your hand on and whine and all cutting and all that foolishness. A woman has to be a woman. A woman places in a home. A man places to provide. And if he don't provide, then you don't need him.
So, Mama Agnes, what kind of women are like us dudes just choose? How do you feel about us just choosing all these, you know?
I don't feel anything because I got my man. I've been had him for 54 years. And I always had to be a woman. I've been a woman. Look, I've been working since I was 7. I've been raising children since I was 5. I've been cooking since I was 4.5. And these women today, all they know is McDonald's, fast foods and stuff. They don't know nothing about cooking and feeding no man. Or wait till a man hard through his stomach. Get you behind in there and cook.
You know.
And feed him.
And what about the
and
loyalty?
make sure he get up off his butt and go to work.
Is that something that's missing in this community?
No, the women sorry. Now, they may not like me for saying it, but these young women today, they don't even raise their children. Their children raising them. Look, a woman's place is to raise her children, and at the end of the day, tell their husbands which one they had to almost kill. That's how that go. That's why the juvenile center is so full, and they're expanding the jails, because mothers don't raise their children and putting